Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Tuesday. So I wanted to come at you with a position here that I actually recently just purchased. It's a stock that I feel like is going to be massive in their space over the next decade. Before I get into it, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. I'm trying to get the 500 subs by the end of this month. I think we can do it if you just hit that button. It takes literally 1 second right there. So if you do, much appreciated. So I'm going to get into this video right now. So we're going to talk about Shopify. Ticker is SHOP. What I believe in and what I do is I'm a long-term investor. I believe growth stocks, well, they're my personal favorite thing to invest in. So I really buy a lot of these. If you watch my previous videos, you obviously know that. If you're a first-time watcher because this is a stock you're interested in, that's why I'm saying that. But yeah, I'm a long-term investor. I believe that's the best way to gain wealth. Doesn't happen overnight, but if you really look at some of the richest people in the world, some of the best investors, they all are long-term investors in the most cases. So that's really what I target and preach and focus. So what Shopify is and why they're so good, they're a huge e-commerce company. They're massive. I think they're going to be one of the biggest players in the market in the next decade. I could see them just being literally insane. I work in a wholesale industry, and a lot of end users and customers, they actually use Shopify as a service to sell products. So I kind of see it firsthand on what it does to a company or a business, and it grows their sales and revenue like crazy by paying to advertise on this site. So I see firsthand on what this company does. So it's pretty sweet. It's awesome. I feel like it's going to be a big player in the space. Like I just said, one of the biggest players in the space / world is going to be this company in the future. They're just going to keep growing, keep getting new users, keep getting new, businesses and payers and, all that stuff. So really it's just a great business model, great site, great, just everything. So it's the newest, biggest thing. I feel like if you get into it now, you'll be thanking yourself in the next couple of years. Right now, it's only a $140 billion market cap. So if you really think about the grand scheme of things, like that is a big number, especially for a company like this. But just the growth this company has in front of it, if they execute correctly, it will easily be a $1 trillion market cap company in the future. So if you look at the big picture as a long-term investor, if it's at this right now and you really do believe in the next decade or 5, 6, 7, 8 years, if they execute right, if you think they're going to be $1 trillion, buying it at 140 billion is a deal. So that's kind of how I look at things. And when I buy stocks, I look at their, obviously all the earnings, the 10Qs, the presentations, the CEOs, like there's a lot of things that go on when picking a stock, but really at the end of the day, if you run your numbers and projections and look at analyst numbers, earnings, revenue, all that stuff, if you like everything you see and you're like, there's no way in heck, there's no way that in 5 years, I see this company being less than $140 billion, and I think it's going to be this. Really, it should be a no-brainer to at least buy in the stock now. If it goes down, lower your cost base. If it goes up, just let it ride. Just start a position and slowly build depending on what the market's doing. So I do think this will 10x in the next decade. So I wanted to start a position now. I was actually looking at this, I want to say in July and August, I really started looking at it, and I really didn't know if it was going to be as big as what I thought it was going to be, and I wanted to see the numbers and the earnings for the last couple of quarters. I was actually looking at buying this stock when it was in the $400 to $600 range, and I didn't do it because there were so many other positions I was building out. I was building out Facebook. I was building out Apple. I was building out Wynn Resorts. I was building out Planet 13. I was just focused on so many other stocks that I saw massive opportunity in. This one kind of was on my watch list, but I really didn't take it serious, which I wish I did because I would have doubled up my money by now. But it is what it is. Another thing that you have to look at, and a lot of things that are going to be in the future, are reoccurring services. So once you sign up, they're just reoccurring. So they keep billing. So if you look at I like the video game industry as a reference. If you look at the past 10 years, You had to buy disc copies. You had to go into a store. You had to do like when you had a gold membership for, let's just say, Xbox, you had to literally buy a new one. Like you had to go to the game store, buy another 12-month membership, type in that long barcode, and then you renewed it. Now you have credit cards on file. You can all do it online. You can buy video games online. So that's a reoccurring service, obviously. So I feel like that's the future in any space. So they do have reoccurring services, and I feel like that's massive for companies and really everything, anyone that uses it. So I feel like that's a super, super, super important thing, and they do have it. So it's really, really awesome. So all these reasons, I do like it. Obviously, I didn't go into like deep detail of like earnings, revenue, forward PEs. Like I didn't do any of that, but like I just like giving like, if you're a beginner investor or you just want to know like the stock or someone's thoughts of a company, that's what I like doing because it just simplifies it. When you really number crunch and get all into the nitty gritty, you lose a lot of people's interest, in my opinion, and they don't really care. They just want to know why you're so bullish on the stocks. That's why if you guys were interested in me getting into like the numbers and, the more nitty gritty of something, I could do that, but I just feel like it doesn't capture as much interest as just the base things of why someone is bullish on something. So if you've looked at my past videos, I've made things about the travel stocks, the airline stocks, the correction that we saw a little bit, which I think is more going to happen. Like I've actually been pretty good with my past couple of videos on like what I think is going to happen or where to buy. If you looked at all the stocks I bought 2 weeks ago, they're all up 5-10% right now. So I just average cost down. I was really focusing on Tattoo Chef, to be honest, but it's going up. I'm happy I did it. So so there's just a lot of things that I've been preaching that have been I really haven't done a bad play, I feel like, on YouTube yet. So I know that's and that's all preference, but I really don't like if someone listened to my advice on any of my last videos, you'd be up right now for sure. So what did I buy at? My cost base is $1,147. Where I love this stock, honestly, I don't think it will ever get to $1,000, but if it does, I'm gonna buy super heavy. I even love it at 1,200. I just started my cost base right now, obviously, so it's under that. So for me personally, I wouldn't buy this stock unless it's in like the 10-50,000 range, just because I already built my position out. But like I said, if things in the market go up, this one stays the same, or bad news comes out in this company and it shoots down or corrects at some point in some time, yeah, I'll buy. I love it under this amount. So if you don't own this position, I know it's a lot of money, but if you can even buy a share, I think you'll thank yourself in the long run. Where I'd still buy it, 1,300 to 1,500. I still really like this stock personally. I feel like that's a really solid market cap. Really depends how far you look out. Like if you're swing trading it or day trading or doing like an option or something like that on it, I don't know. But if you want to hold a stock at a great company and let it grow over time, I would still buy it at this. Where I'd hold, probably like the 2K range. I would just chill out. Again, there's so much involved to like where, that's just like, if I look at like a 1-2 year projection, that's where I'd hold basically. So there's so much that can change and all that, but really 2K and over, I wouldn't mess with it at that point. 2021 prediction, I think it will be 2K plus. That's my honest opinion on this stock. I don't, once it's been hitting the 1,500 range a couple times. I think in the early 2021, late December, it was over 1,500. So when I saw that, I'm like, man, if it goes under 1,200, I'm gonna have to buy it again. So I did buy it, and that's what I got on Shopify. I think it's legit. I think it's a great stock to go in. I know it's a little pricey, but I think in the long run, it's worth it. So that's all I got. Make sure you like, subscribe. Let's try to get to 500 subs. And if we do that, much appreciated. All right, peace.